What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? This is the Sugarhill Gang Podcast, and you are being attended to by yours truly, the MASTER, the GEE, and I'm accompanied by my peoples. What up? Diggity, diggity.
No doubt, baby. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda, yeah. And T Dynasty, affectionately known to me as Temp. T Dynasty. What's up, dude?
Who that dude? Who that guy? Who that
I don't know.
What up?
And today is a true honor. It's a joy. It's a pleasure. It's lovely. You know, we're spanning the globe to get with all of the kind of people that's making things happen. We're joined by the one and only Omar.
Yeah.
What's up, Omar?
It's an honor. It's an absolute honor, boys. You're legends, complete. So yeah, fantastic to get to chat.
No. Omar, let me explain something to you, brother. I remember you. We're gonna get into it right away. I remember at the Soul Weekender in Germany. That was the first time, and I heard you. You know, when I'm into, my thing is how a person sounds. First I listen to how they sound. Then I go into how they present themselves. Then I look at how they are physically, the physicality of an individual, man. And you definitely got my attention. Very few people can get me to really watch. A lot of times I'll start out watching somebody, and I'm not, okay, I'm gonna give me some tea. But you, hey, you're the genuine article, brother.
Thank you. I mean, I do try my best to stand out. That's the first thing when I first started, is that I have to stand up from the rest of the crowd. Hence the hair, hence the piercings, hence the tattoos, as well as the music. You know what I mean? Because you got to have something which lasts in somebody's head, in the memory and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, that's all part of the image. So, but yeah, it's just a blessing, man. You boys are legends. Like I say, man. From I was so high. I don't want to mention how old you are or how I am. You know what I mean?
It's all good. It's all good. So Omar.
Yeah.
Omar, hold on, Omar. So this is what we do with all our lovely people, and we don't call folks guests, man. We call them people because we all people, man. One love, one nation, one world. You know what I mean? Okay. So we ask all our people, what's your Rapper's Delight story? So tell us the first time, or what was your experience with Rapper's Delight?
My first time would have been seeing you on Top of the Pops. I think we have a program in England called Top of the Pops. It was every Thursday evening about 7 o'clock, 7:30, and it's just watching you guys rapping in the video as well. It's like the first time I saw a video. You know what I mean? It was that kind of thing. So I don't want to say how old I am. You know what I mean? But it was back then. I think the TVs had tubes in them. Yeah, Top of the Pops. So
listen, I remember doing that performance.
Right.
We performed in a pool. Let me tell you a real quick story about this.
Okay.
It was a wave pool. So we're talking about early 80s, okay?
Right.
So first of all, it was my first experience in England. That was the first thing. Second of all, it was this pool, I'd been in pools. I used to swim all the time. But the pool was making waves. And I was like, you got to remember now, I keep it 100. I let people know. I was 18 years old.
Wow.
The first time I came to England. Yeah.
Wow.
The first time I came to the UK was 18 years old. Fresh out of high school, not really traveled. So it was like being on in outer space, because first I was in England and then I was in a pool that was making waves inside. It was mind blowing.
Right.
And they filmed it, so that, and that performance was the Top of the Pop performance that you saw. So yes, man, I remember that. That's incredible, man.
All parts of my childhood.
Yeah, man, definitely. Your history is deep too, though, man. You got a lot. You come from a lineage, man. Your dad, Brian, he's a drummer.
Byron, he was a reggae drummer. He played with Doris Troy. Bob Andy, Marcia Griffiths as well. And then he set up his own record label in the 70s called Congo Dance. And it was mainly for reggae acts. So my dad had a band called Lion, and my little brothers had a kid band called Burning Bush.
Is this the one that's the Professor Scratch?
Yeah, Scratch Professor. Yeah, when he was tiny, and he used to mix for DMC, competitions and stuff like this. But in the reggae band, he played keyboards. At
Wow.
that time. So everything was all reggae by that time, by the time my dad set it up. But then I came along when I was 16 and I started playing like funk and soul. I was listening to Jeff Lorber. Of course, I was listening to Stevie. Stevie Wonder as well was big.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I hear you're a big Stevie Wonder fan.
Right. You know what I mean? So my dad was like, it's a good time for us to go into the soul direction. You know what I mean? So all bits of my family are into my music. Scratch Professor still produces with me. He co-produced my last album, Lovin Beats.
Yes.
Well. Yeah, he's always there, in the background. My sister Sonia sings as well. My other brother, rest in peace, he was a drummer and an MC as well. So we all had a little hand in the music, for sure.
No. It's evident, man. And we talk about this all the time. Our roots come from, music as well. We grew up where everybody was in a band in our neighborhoods. And,
right.
You had to play an instrument and you had to be good at playing an instrument. That resonates in the music. And one of the things that I look at and we all talk about is longevity. And I feel like a person like yourself, the reason why you've had such a successful career over such a period of time is because of the fact that you have deep roots in the actual creation of music.
Right.
Absolutely. The first thing, the first single I ever put out, after 2 weeks of hearing this music, I effing hated this song so much. I was like, if I ever make any music ever again, I have to make something that I'm going to like to listen to. Because if I'm going to, you're stuck with that for the rest of your life. Imagine the Rapper's Delight not sounding like that.
Hello.
But it was number one and you got to do it again.
Hello.
You know what I mean? So I just said,
right.
I want to make music which is like, like Marvin, like Al Green, like,
Right.
Bob Marley, any kind of music which is from back in the day, but we're still playing it now. You know what I mean? That's just like the one credo that I ever said. And plus, we got parties over here that we call a shubi, the blues dance. So it's the black parties, which is after hours. They're selling illegal liquor and stuff, but the lights are off and stuff like that. When they put on the tune and then they rewind the tune, because people say rewind that tune. That's the kind of music that I've always been trying to make.
Yeah,
that's the one kind of thing. It's just the main.
Yeah.
You just want that kind of song. Which
you never have to worry about that, man, because every artist feels that same way. That something that they played, they don't like it. The rest of the world loves it, but they don't like it themselves personally. Sure. You can't get them to play it, but if the crowd asks for it, it's that thing. So Marvin and all the rest of them, they all felt the same way about certain tunes that were the top of the Hush G. Because G is one of them same guys. We had a club that we played. I forgot where we were. The people were so loud.
Newcastle.
Newcastle. They wanted all the
Sting's hometown.
Yep.
Let me put that out.
Put it out.
Newcastle. Sting's hometown. Soul Cages. His dad worked at the shipyard in Newcastle. Okay, keep it going. Sorry. Sting my artist. Sorry.
No, but this guy, all he wanted was Sugarhill B-sides. And they went loud. I mean, of course, Rappers Delight killed the night. It was what they wanted. But the B-sides, they were screaming so loud we couldn't hear ourselves by the time we got to Rappers Delight.
Yeah.
Look.
Well, what's that for? You just hated it.
I asked Omar, since he's from across the pond, do you remember songs like Hot Summer Day?
No.
I don't.
No. Thank you, Omar.
I'm sure I've heard it. I'm sure
on the other side. He's younger. He wasn't on the floor. He wasn't on the floor yet.
If you're talking about Newcastle as well, them boys, they're the crate diggers. You know what I mean? They go to the back of the crate and stuff, and they find that beat and stuff. They're up at 5 a.m. to queue at the record store where they got the sales for the vinyls and stuff.
Break that down for us, Omar. Does different places out there have a crate thing, and then do some people just followers?
No, there's some followers in that. My brother is one of those ones where he goes and he finds these obscure albums and stuff, and he finds the beat, but then he cuts it in such a way. And if you ask him where he got it from, he's like, no, I don't want to go into that. He won't tell you. You know what I mean? On pain of death, he would still not tell you where he got that music from. You know what I mean? And I hear the same thing about the boys in the States. But it's just that kind of thing. It's that personal thing that they keep close to themselves.
Right.
That's how
well, actually, that's a DJ's creed. Like you find a break and you make that break your own. Excuse me, your signature. You know, those breaks become your signature. It's like you everybody will come see you perform or come to your parties because they know they're going to hear things that they can't get anywhere else. And so you kind of live and die by the fact that you have the ability to find them beats, you know, and that's where that's at. So I can understand Newcastle being into that because Newcastle's a very different kind of it sets itself a little different from, let's say, Croydon, you know, like Croydon's a little bit more, you know, funky and a little bit more like kind of,
it's colder up there. It's colder up there. They're gonna find some shit to do.
They gotta find something to do.
Yeah, it's definitely cold. It's definitely cold there.
They set themselves some goals. You know what I'm saying?
But it really does, you know, define who they are. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, it defines them. You know what I'm saying?
There's a place. There's a place. You've heard of Northern Soul. Northern Soul, and I'm trying to think. I can't think who. I mean, it's not my thing, but there were big ballrooms up north as well, kind of like running Newcastle area, maybe Leeds, maybe Bradford or something. But they're very famous ballrooms where people just used to go and shock out to that kind of stuff. Yeah. And the music that you hear there as well. I've never heard of these people in my life, but the music is really funky. It's got something to it. You know what I mean? But it's only up north where it's colder, where they're gonna find that kind of stuff.
Where they gotta find something to do, right? So listen, man. Listen. Where are you at, man? When it comes to what's going on in the world with people of color, I'm gonna dig deep right now because you got history and you've been around for a while, so I know you've been paying attention to what's happening. And
what's happening out
there? Speak on that, man. For
I don't even know if I'm trying to keep myself back from it because it is such a contentious issue right now. You know, there's a lot of things that happened with the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor and stuff. That's one thing. Then there's, the pandemic is another thing because obviously it's affecting people overweight and of certain ethnicities. You know, it's just. Man, I'm a Libran, right? You know, I love to love and I love to be loved. You understand? I'm not into this thing of like shaming people or anything like that because I've got all people of all colors in my life. You know what I mean? Yeah. We all like march to the same beat. You know what I'm saying? So what's happening right now is, man, is everything going to finish right now? Is that why we had the floods, the fires, the pestilence? Now this big disease as well carrying on, you know what I mean? And now we all, you know, that's the funny thing I was watching, you know, is it in the Civil War, the American Civil War, when they used to march into battle, you hear the guys with the drums and the piccolos. Right. I saw a thing when it was the far right against the Black Lives Matter, and they were fighting each other, but I could hear the drums and the piccolos going in the background. I was thinking, shit, what, did I hear in a time machine or something like that? You know what I mean? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'm just trying to feed my kids, make sure they got a roof over their head, and you know what I mean? They got warmth around them. You know what I'm saying? That's my main thing. My kids live in Brighton, which is
you know Brighton.
You know Brighton.
It reminds me a lot of San Francisco. It's that same kind of mood, that same kind of beat that the flow flowing down there. And that's where my kids are now. And I'm really happy that they're there. You know what I mean? Because it's complete. And London it's a whole other thing going on right now. It's like a small version of what's happening to you guys out there in the States. But it's happening here as well. You know?
That was going to be my next question, Omar. Are you witnessing it, or is it present? Like you said, London, a lot of people don't understand. London, to me, is kind of like the European version or the overseas version of New York. I've always told people that. That's one of the reasons why I love London. If I could choose a place to live other than America, it would be London. Because, and the reason being is, one, I can move like I need to move in London, first of all. You know what I mean? I got every world. I got every culture. That's the other thing. And then the other thing is, because we are international artists, I can get anywhere in the world from London. Heathrow, Gatwick, Luton, any airport, and the railways, you know.
Sure.
We can get anywhere in the world. And the thing about it too is that I love the history. I love the history in the buildings in London. There, you know, we stay in Kensington a lot, and we stay off a place called off a street Cromwell in
Kensington.
In Kensington.
Yeah.
It's right near the what's that, the hotel? What was that station, Diamond? What was that? What was that train station in
man.
I was there all the damn
time.
Yeah, I used to go there all the time. Anyway, but right across from the house that we stayed in on Cromwell Street, there's a plaque on a building that Alfred Hitchcock actually lived in this particular building. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually have a picture of that now. Well, I'm saying that to say that London has got so much history in it, man, and it's interesting to me, and I'm curious because you are out there. Why? What's the effect on that community? So yeah, so that's why I'm asking you.
You know, there's a thing that happened. You know, they've been tearing down the statues and stuff that belong to the plantation. You're trying to make me turn American there. I mean, they had a spate of the same thing going on in London. I think by St. Thomas's Hospital. There's forgive my memory, but there's another statue they wanted to tear down and stuff, and quite rightly so, because obviously they're honoring guys that were slave owners, you know, and that kind of thing.
Right.
I have total understanding in that, but don't get it wrong. You know, I was in LA for like 6 months in '93. I stayed in New York as well, and one of the things that I was kind of proud of was being English. You know what I mean? There's certain things from England that I feel English about. I like my cup of tea. I like my digestive biscuits. You know what I mean?
You can't beat the English breakfast, man.
And the English breakfast and baked beans. I don't know what you lot got against baked beans, man.
No. I don't have nothing to Sidebar. No. Sidebar. I love baked beans in the morning. Are you kidding me?
All right.
Come on.
Keep going. A lot of people are, you know, it's just that kind of thing. And, you know, to see the flag and stuff. Now, when the flag has been used, it's been used by the racists, the National Front, the British Front, and people like that. But I'm like, let's claim that shit back. You know, we've been here long enough. We've contributed to the society enough as well. You know what I mean? And it goes, like you say, like you like the history of the place as well, and that's something to be proud of. You know what I mean? And it goes that far back. Obviously, there's dark bits of it, but come on, man, we're in it's 2020 now. We need to like man up and just say, right, this is how it is. Claim it, own it, and then just get rid of everybody else that's negative about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Are you dealing with in London the same type of police situations that we're dealing with in America?
Some people have died in police custody. There's no lie, but you know, there's certain things. You know, I know people that are teaching their kids certain ways to act when the police stop you. And one of the things I would say would be not to resist arrest. Okay. You understand? Because a lot of stuff has come about because of resisting. You know, these motherfuckers are kind of trying to, you know what I mean? They're on the edge already. Why give them an excuse?
Exactly. Because
you know what I'm saying?
I've been in positions, man, I've been stopped whereas they try to provoke me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but you have to remain calm because all they're looking for is a reason.
It's an excuse. And I'll tell you something, the only time that I've ever been stopped is when I've been fucking up. You understand? So I don't have that same sort of thing. I was just walking down the street. No, man, I was doing something that I needed to be stopped for. So you understand?
Yes, I do.
If you could speak and use this as a platform to the citizens and to the police, what would you say?
Well, listen, man, this thing about the whole racism thing throughout the police force, we have changed a lot. You know, there was a kid, Stephen Lawrence, who got murdered in 1993. And there was a whole thing about the police not doing their investigation properly because there was institutionalized racism within that. Since then, they've kind of sorted that out. There's more people of ethnicity in the police force now. You know what I mean? So we're making strides in the right direction. Okay. Having said that, you know, there's always going to be the few bad apples that are going to spoil the cup. You understand? Yeah. But we need to be working together to make strides to overcome that. What I'm trying to say is just, I mean, you know, there's been lots of protests and stuff about it. Now, you know, like in the States, I think the only way to protest now is to vote. You understand? The voting is what's going to get you through that. All this going up and down and shouting at the police all the time, I'm kind of like, isn't that counterproductive? Because what happens when, you know, I saw something where people got shot during one of the, you know what I mean? There were shootings during the rallies. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that makes no sense. Now, who do you want to investigate? You or the police? You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at. I've been resisting all this time, and you guys pulled it out of me.
Right.
Because I wanted to know.
Yes, brother.
All right, now get back into the music, man. We love to create. You know, I'm so fortunate to be around these cats. These two guys, man. They have done so much for me musically on my journey to finishing what it is that we started. Whatever. You know, the creative process that, you know, we experience is unique. So I always like to know what people's thoughts are when it comes to that. Explain to us about that, man. How does your creativity initiate? What initiates it? You know, and
sometimes, you know, I like this bit as well. You didn't see that, did you? A little bit.
Yeah,
of
we saw that now.
I see that now.
Yeah, the herbicide always works, but you know,
the ground. That's what I was told.
I'm
it comes from the earth.
Right, yeah. You know, I'm rooted in old school. You know what I mean? When I first started out, I was fortunate enough to work with. I met Leon Ware in south of France, and that's kind of where my journey was starting in terms of working with people. And then I worked with Lamont Dozier as well, and I also got to work with Stevie on a one-to-one basis. You know, so I kind of learned from the masters.
Right.
Directly, you know, when people like looking for samples and stuff, I'm like, man, let's just go to the source and find it. I even had Jeff Lorber in the studio with me. David Frank from The System was the guy that I co-produced, co-wrote my third and fourth album with. And then, you know, you imagine you got like a 23, 24-year-old guy in LA, and he's in the house of David Frank, and he's like, I'm like, Jeff Lorber. And he goes, oh, just make a phone call. Jeff Lorber comes in the yard. I'm like, what is going on here? And then we went to his yard, and he's got the Tower of Power brass section in his studio. Right? So you know what I mean? And then you know, I'm working with Lamont Dozier, and I'm in his studio, and he's playing some old stuff he ain't never used. I'm like, what's this? He goes, I never used it. I go, give it to me. Yeah. I'll do something with it. And I made a tune out called Outside. You know what I mean? So I'm a kind of like man that likes to, you know, like I said, old school is the way to go, because that's the stuff we've been listening to since way back when. We still listening to it now. So I don't find any harm in, you know, trying to keep that thing going. And bless you, Master G, about the tune with Leon. That's the, you know, Rocking You Eternally. That's the name of the song. That my brother, I asked Leon for the master tapes. My brother took the strings, cut them up, put a beat on it. I wrote the song, and then asked Leon to perform it. And then bless him, man. It was the last song he did before he passed. Right. You know what I mean? So this thing,
soul, man.
Yeah, this thing goes around in circles. But you know, as long as I'm enjoying myself, you know, like I did when I was in my 20s, I got a fire in my belly and I'm jumping around and everything. As long as I'm doing that, then I'm going to be creating music. You know? That's how I look at it. I'm sure you guys are the same.
Oh, absolutely, man.
So say again.
You working on any new music right
now?
I'm
working on my new album right now, album number 9. That's the thing that I've got going on. I've got like 20 tunes, man. I need to cut them down a bit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I'm sure we're gonna have something ready for you boys. You understand?
Okay. No.
Yeah.
You know, like I said,
room for us, no doubt. We ready.
Don't worry about that. Yeah. We need some. Listen, people need some party bangers right now. You know what I mean? They need something so they can forget about their troubles and all the worries and all that.
Right.
They just need to have a good time. You understand?
Right.
I'll bring the cowbell.
All right. More cowbell.
Yeah.
More cowbell.
Well, you know, our foundation, man. That's part of our foundation, man, is to bring joy to people, man.
Sure.
We work on that extensively.
Can you give me a little bit of a history of the tune, man? The tune.
Rappersdelight?
Yeah. Like the history of it, because obviously the B-lines that was from Chic.
It was recreated
right.
from the hit Good Time. So
right.
It wasn't a sample. So a lot of people thought it was a song. It was
no,
sample.
I can hear that's being played already. But
it's been played right because you're a musician.
Who initiated it?
Sylvia Robinson. Okay, so the long and short of it was, Sylvia saw a guy named Starsky DJing. He was DJing and rapping at a club called Harlem World in New York. She lived in New Jersey. She didn't really know much about it, but she found out that it wasn't being done on record. She being from a soul background. She had the moments, and she did the rim shots, and they had the chess catalog. And so she did a lot of R&B stuff and a lot of doo-wop stuff. So she had the background and the studio set up. And that's why she had the vision when she asked whether or not it was being recorded to say that this needed to be on record. So that was the foundation. And because she lived in the New Jersey area, in that northern New Jersey area, she was looking for talent in that area. And so somebody brought her the ideal to use the song to do Good Times, because at that time, Good Times was the breakbeat of the summer. So that's what we were scratching to.
Right.
So because I started out as a DJ. I was a DJ first.
When the Mike DJ brought it.
Right.
So it was already just a break beat. That's what it was doing.
Well, what we did, Omar, is we took 2 records and we only used we only used the beat, the bass line part. When it went Good Times, boom, that's why you would hear Good Times, and then it go boom, 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 and then you keep looping. Now it's called looping, but we used to call it cutting in. We kept cutting in the bass line.
Okay.
And the reason why we did that is because it was so open, you could rhyme on top of it. It was a great break beat to rhyme on. And that's why Ron, which is like Diamond Hen said, Ron suggested to do that. Now, initially, that's where it was going, and they were going to use the same MCs from the same little DJ group, which was a group that Mike was a part of that had 900 people. But instead, what they did was...
How many people have, G?
945. But what ended up happening is they found like a lonely little guy, me and one other dude. You know, it was just me and another guy. You know what I mean? The guy that they were going to use from the 900-man group, he turned them down. So that's how they went into this whole search. So they went and found Hank. While they were finding Hank, I ended up, walking down the street, run into the audition. And then Mike came up later, and the whole situation. So they put you together.
Yeah. Okay.
Initially, it was supposed to be one person. So initially, we thought it was going to be one person. We were all auditioning for one part, and she didn't want to choose between the 3 of us. So she put the 3 of us together because she had already had success with 3s before. Because the Moments was 3 people, et cetera, and on and on.
Right,
3 was her number. So she put the 3 of us together.
Wow, fantastic, so, beautiful. Thank you.
We had no clue. I mean, Mike, and I always give Mike the credit because he always had the vision. Mike knew the record was going to be big. Right. He said that. He said it the first time we heard it in the studio. He said, "Man, this is going to be big." Right. I personally thought it was going to be, just locally, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. But I was wrong. And I'm glad I was. Hello.
Yeah. and Omar, I have to say this, man, because living in the times that we live in right now, she don't get the respect that she should get. Sylvia was very talented, man, and I think this is just me, my opinion. I think the only reason why she don't get the respect in the hip hop industry that she deserves And I think mainly because she's a woman.
Right. Okay.
She was a woman.
Yeah,
we're still fighting
yeah,
that too.
Henry, I'll agree with you on that, but also too because of all the controversy that surrounded. That's mainly a lot of it. Because
what happened? What happened?
Well, they just didn't do what they were supposed to do to perpetuate the security of the people that created the music. And that's the best way I can put it.
Hold on, G.
I
like that.
Yeah, that was very good. That was very good.
You used your tongue pretty into the $20
Because Omar, you have to realize too that before Sugarhill Gang, that there was no blueprint for making a rap record in the studio.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You were the blueprint.
All R&B was all pop or whatever. It wasn't no rap music out on the radio or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
history.
What? Let me. And I'm going out. I'm definitely getting out away from that because I need to run from that fast. What do you do when you're not creating music, man? And you're not, what do you do, man?
I told you, I would have to kill it. When I'm not doing music, man, I'm just trying to get away from music. You say you play golf. I've been trying to take that up as well. My thing is,
I do that when I get out there.
Right, yeah, sure. I've never played, so you'll have to teach me. I'm looking after my kids, man. They'll be 13.
How many do you have? I remember
the twins. Yeah, right. You saw them when they were there.
They were in Berlin. They were in Hamburg.
And they'll be 13 next month, man. So it's a full-time job as it is.
Any one of them, into music?
Into music. Well, one is I put a keyboard in her room and said, right, you're gonna learn this. You're gonna learn this because the mother's a dance teacher, so they both learn dance as well. Okay. They both sing beautifully as well. But it's one of them ones where I'm still trying to tease it out of them because as soon as I ask them to sing something, they go. But if I'm like in the other room, they're they're singing full voice. Right. So it's trying to get them to do that. But man, they're so smart at school, intellectually as well. Any way they want to go, I'm just there for them. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you put it in front of them and you leave it there and just see what it is, if you ask them to do it, they don't want to do it.
Right.
If you put it there. Or if they wanted, like my kids would wander into the studio and I would start hearing music or hearing things going on. And when I come down, they would stop and look at me.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, don't stop. And I'd walk away. But if you're not around, they do a lot of little things. Like my son will come down and be like, hey, Dad, check this out. And I was like, all right. But if I say, all right, here, let me give you these samples and let me give you oh, no, don't do that.
That's exactly
they want to do it on their own.
By their own. Yeah, on their own. Yeah. The other thing I do is I train in Muay Thai. That's the other thing.
Oh, really?
I'm a lover, not a fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the fitness, the stage, and stuff like that. But that's the other thing that keeps me keeps me occupied.
Muay Thai is a very. Muay Thai is a very exclusive form of martial arts, man. A lot of people don't understand the depth of Muay Thai, man. You know what I mean? I think it's a definite skill set, and it's a different skill set, and it's also extremely intense, man. And it has a lot. It has a lot to do with, and I'm just putting this out in case people really don't hear Muay Thai a lot. You hear karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, that kind of thing. Yeah. Right. Tai Chi, that kind of thing. But Muay Thai, man, has a lot to do with the direct hits to, points of the body that have to do with the lower end and actually kind of taking the bottom part of a person's existence out. I don't profess to know what I'm
what you're talking about.
I just got a little knowledge,
Right. Yeah, sure. You look like you work out, man. You did last time I saw you. You was heading.
Oh yeah.
You was gonna go Mr. Universe or something. You still doing that?
No, I still do that. Oh yeah. No question now.
Because it helps with the. I find it helps with the performance. You know, when I'm on stage, man, I give it 150%. You know what I'm saying?
You have to, man. You have to stay in the gym without a doubt.
Absolutely. Keep on.
No. People have to really understand. And yes, I still train. I train like regularly 5, 6 days, 7 days a week sometimes. Especially now that we're not working. It's like I'm actually kind of conditioning myself for when we go back to work.
Do you know what? Let me tell you something. I was just saying that I've always said to myself that the way that I'm training, I'm training for something that's coming. You know what I mean? Because you never know when that shit is going to be. So you got to be prepared. You got to be on top of it.
That's the absolute. See, the training is part of what you do for your fans. You follow what I'm saying? I personally think, and this is my personal feeling, if a person, like, for example, knows that, Sugarhill Gang's been around for decades, right? And this is going to be their person's first time ever seeing one Master G, okay? I've been listening to Master G since I was, like you said, Omar, I've been listening to Master G since I was 6, 7 years. The first time they see me, they're going to be like, damn, okay. Okay.
Money came correct.
Right. You know what I mean? I want to make that, my whole motivation, a lot of my motivation for working out and training my body the way it is and the whole 9 yards is because I want that person to have that experience visually as well as spiritually as well as audibly. You know what I mean? I want them to see it, hear it, and feel it and take that with them, man, because that's what we're doing. We're creating memories for people.
Absolutely. Yeah,
no doubt about it.
I, on the other hand, train my lungs. I want to make sure that my lungs expand and they go down.
So you breathe.
I'm with you, Omar. I'm with you. I expand my lungs and I bring them back down.
Okay.
This helps. I'm a superhero this way.
And you expand them to do what?
Because I'm Don't shut up, G.
I'm a big fan of the oil. I use the oil.
Okay, you're with the oils. Is that on the body or with the smoking or with the?
No, it helps with the muscles. It helps with the muscles.
Okay.
All
right.
Yeah. Now we could touch that. We're gonna touch that lightly too, because we all know, man, the herbal side of the world has been a part of the world, but I don't know if you know this or not, but here in America now, it's starting to be like they think, a revelation, whereas in the rest of the world, the herbal situation, this is, the whole world knew that, this thing, it was a healer, it was a calmer, it was good for the eyes. I mean, on
this
and on.
Is the crazy thing now. It's quite legal now in the States, isn't it? A lot of the states there made it legal. It's still illegal here. You know what I mean? I think we need to catch up. Yeah.
In London.
Yeah. Make sure you know that when you come. Don't go looking through the customs and what's up, officer? It's my passport's over there. Not one of them ones, all right? We're not ready for that shit yet. But so that's a revelating.
So you need to go to. So you go to Amsterdam a lot then.
No. I know my people. You know what I mean? I know where I need to go, and I know how to get and all of that.
It's legal there, right? In Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. There's one time I went to Amsterdam, and the person that was looking after us from the record label, it's like, Snoop Dogg was here and Busta Rhymes, and they go, fucked up. I was going, what? Snoop Dogg, Busta Rhymes, give me the strongest weed. I was like, yeah, come on then. Took one puff of this thing, and I couldn't get off the stool. I was like this. Like for half an hour. That's the last time I shut my big mouth off.
Omar, he enjoys this. It was we were out on the terrace one night, expanding our lungs, and I start coughing. This freaking guy comes out and goes, "What'd you say? What'd you say?" And I'm coughing. I can't say this. And he keeps going. And you said what? I'm like, yeah, really?
Hey, look, I don't indulge. I don't judge, but I don't indulge. Okay. Whatever person does, I feel like, especially that it's I've never seen anybody do anything crazy on herbicides. You follow what I'm saying? I've never seen that.
Right.
I've seen people do it on alcohol, crack, this, that, but I've never seen anybody do anything off of herbicide, so I don't have a problem with it, okay? But to me, it's the fascination to me of where your enjoyment comes from choking. Choking. No, it's like the person will be like,
yeah. That's part of the kick. Well, I mean,
and then I'll be like, hey man, that's good, huh? And then hit it again.
Yeah, it's so good, shit, nigga.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
So, who have you drawn your inspiration from? You know, if it was somebody that you always looked up to growing up, or if it's somebody now
it's a
that,
connection, you know. When Stevie was like, I was listening to him from I was about 6 or 7, and I had a connection with his album Secret Life of Plants.
Okay.
Which is, you know, not a lot of people know that album, but I just kind of love the sounds, and the production from that was something that
Black Orchid, brother. There you go.
Somewhere else. Oh no, everybody's trying to call me today.
Right.
Marcus, I got to call you back, mate. I'll call you back in about 20. All right. Yeah. So and then my father, when I was like writing songs and doing certain tunes, I had he just had a way of talking to me. Like a reggae man does. He just said, you know, you have to play the tune with it. And somehow I could translate that and then know how to put that into a production. You know what I mean? So it was a cross between him and Stevie, I would say, that kind of with the basis of my songwriting for a start, you know?
Okay.
What's your axe, man? What do you do besides your voice? What's your
axe? What do you play?
I didn't get it. Sorry, say it again.
Do you play anything?
Do you play instrument? What instrument do you play, Omar?
What instrument?
I play bass, drums, and keyboards. My internet connection is unstable. Did you catch any of that?
Yeah, we discussed.
Yeah.
Yes.
You good? All right. Okay. No, you all froze there.
Yeah. We were asking you what you played.
You know,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was brought up playing classical music. I was playing percussion. I was in a youth orchestra. I was the principal percussionist of the Kent Youth Orchestra. I played tuba. I played cornet. I played baritone, euphonium.
Wow.
I was doing everything. I was playing guitar and everything. Yeah. But now I just say bass, drums, and keys.
Right. So mostly by ear, or you learned it in school?
And you read music?
Oh no, I learned to. I was taught. Well, I mean, I learned to play the bass by ear. I was listening to people like Level 42.
Okay.
Yes.
No,
the bass player Level 42
Mark King was
incredible.
Was my go-to.
Oh my.
Yeah. Killer. So fast. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So
we
yeah,
did a
Mark
show
King
with him
was
in Belgium.
my
It
hero.
was crazy. Go ahead.
Well.
Sorry.
Drums. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then drums was kind of listening to people as well, because it was on the funk and soul side as well. That's how I taught myself to write songs in that direction. But yeah.
And G plays drum.
I play drums.
You play? Oh yeah, you play drums.
Yeah.
You play on a set. I mean, on a gig.
Yeah. We actually have a show where we actually do a live set. So
man.
Yeah, so I play the drums, Mike plays the bass, Diamond plays the percussions, keyboards, sings, etc.
Wow.
Ham plays keyboards and sings. And then we also have one of our lovely brothers, Rob the Noise. He was our band leader. He just passed away recently, God rest his soul. But yeah, we do a whole set, man, where we call it back in the day. And what it's all about is, because we all come from band backgrounds, we recreate. I tell everybody we used to play in the basement. My friend's house, we would go to, I'd push my drums in a shopping cart to my friend's house, and we'd set up in the basement, and we, and during that time it was, Ohio Players and, Earth, Wind and Fire, and these were the songs that we were listening to. So these were the songs that we were playing. So what we do on stage is we say we're going back in the day, and we're going to recreate being in my mom's basement and what we used to do. So, and we go into this whole series where we jam, like Frankie Beverly, Cameo. We play all these tunes, but we do it live on stage. It's amazing, man. It's a great experience.
You can find some of it on YouTube.
On YouTube, I'm sure I'm going straight to it after this.
Yeah, if you look up for
go to
Singapore, that was a good one.
Singapore. Yeah.
We did the F1.
Yeah, if you go to.
Oh wow, you did the F1.
Right, go to Sugarhill Gang.
Wow.
Yeah, go to
the Sugarhill Gang Singapore
live
F1
on in Singapore Formula One. It's 2008, 18, 19, right, y'all?
Yeah,
18.
It's funny you mentioned the Ohio players. That's my song "There's Nothing Like This" was influenced by the Ohio players because I was going to my dad's record collection one day, and I heard "Heaven must be like this, it must be like this."
Yeah.
And I was like, man, where the hell is this? You know, they weren't playing on the radio and it's on TV, and I'm like, they need to play more tunes like this. So then I just went into the, my writing mode, and I kind of stole the bass line, the sound.
Hey man,
you know what I mean?
He just gave us a little. He just gave us a little taste. Come on, give us just a little bit. Come on, give the fans what they gotta give them what they want.
Gotta give the people what they want. Now I just wanna sip a glass of cold champagne wine. The rock that we lie on feels divine. And there's no substitution for what we have. No others can have. There's nothing like this.
Oh yeah. I think. Hey.
Oh no, you froze.
Hey, we can't top that. We're gonna end it on that one right there.
Omar.
All right. Perfect.
Hey man, I got my instance. I'm about to go upstairs to get my wife after singing like that. Go on, bro.
Omar. Hey.
Bless you, man.
Hey, man.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, Omar. Man. On the strength, man. Yeah. On the strength. You got nothing but all of our love and blessing, man. We wish you so much continued success. We want to see you, man, real soon.
No doubt.
When the world gets back to normal, I swear to you, man, we're going to be back over there. So please,
no doubt.
Keep us in your mind and keep us in your heart.
Together. We want to do that record. Let's get on that record.
Go.
Let's do it. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. It's such an honor and a pleasure to connect you, reconnect with you again. You stay safe.
Thank you.
I'm blessed.
No doubt.
All right.
Okay.
Omar, thank you, man. Have a good day. All the best.